We are back, the Fat Fish Brothers. I'm Brad, Johnny Cocktails, Grunny, Grunberg, aka Snacks, and that is the man, Eric, the Fish Snyder. And today's guest, why don't you introduce her, Fish?
Kelly Kreinbrink. Wow, look how she livens up this set. You got these two losers, and you bring this beauty in. I guess you were in the restaurant business. Now you're a motivational speaker. Tell me how to get out of the restaurant business.
Yeah. I mean, I was in the restaurant business in Beverly Hills for like 15 years. That's how I met Brad Grunny here. Yeah. I managed Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and Mastro's.
Wow.
For like a decade. And so that was exciting. But 9/11 actually happened. And I was like, I think that shook everyone. And I was like, what am I doing working every night and weekend? And I like quit. I gave my notice and that was it. And then I was like, I want to get in the entertainment industry because I have a spiritual like soul, and I just knew that was calling me, and had a little segue into what I do now.
Yeah, I met Kelly at Ruth Chris Steakhouse in Beverly Hills. I walked in. She was like Mark Ratner. She was the assistant to the assistant manager. But no, she treated me, and it was amazing. We just hit it off right away. I knew some of the waiters, and she was brought over to my table, and she introduced herself, and it was like, first it was love at first.
Did I comp your meal?
You did comp the meal because I was so obnoxious, and but she was so sweet. She ran a room. Let me tell you, as you know, Fish, there are certain people that can run a room, and there are certain people that cannot run a room. She could run a room, and she did it for a decade. I mean, hello, Mastro's and Ruth Chris in Beverly Hills. Hello, McFly.
Mastro's, they were very sneaky when they first came into town. It was all the talk, it was a big, competition, especially for Ruth Chris. Right. And they came in and they like poached me. One night, it was a Saturday night, and it was packed. And Oliver, one of the, CEO guy, CFO, whatever he was, he said, can I talk to you? We've been watching you for a week. We've been coming in at the bar. And I was like, and he handed me his card. And I was like, it's Saturday night at like 7:30. And I said, give me like 20 minutes. And went outside, and he's like, we want to offer you the director of operations position at Mastro's, Beverly Hills. And I was like, I mean, didn't know they had been watching me, first of all. Right, and that's a whole weird feeling. So they apparently liked, but I took the position and went to Mastro's.
Yeah.
Well, Fish, isn't that what they do? They they come in as customers unannounced, and they watch how you do what you do. And that's the best way undercover because
poaching is not really a big thing. Here in Las Vegas, when you poach, they'll throw you right out. A person will come in Vegas, Kelly, and say, hey, are you happy here? And if you say no, all right, well, give me a call. They don't walk in and try and get you and recruit you, but I get it. And Mastro's, from what I remember, I'm from Los Angeles, Kelly. That's a high-class joint. Okay. You dealt with a lot of celebrities.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, all the time. And, there would be, especially when we first opened, the line would be out the door, and I brought all the Ruth's Chris people over, all the regulars, and then a celebrity comes in, to the front, whoever, Jack Nicholson, or there's just so many. Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox came in a couple times, and then they learned to go to the back door, and then I brought them through the back kitchen, and then so then they're out smoking their cigarettes out on the patio. But when the celebrity comes in, even though these people have been waiting an hour and a half, unfortunately or fortunately, that's how it is. You give them the table.
Kelly, reminds me of a story of a small boy who had a bar in Brentwood called Mom's Saloon. And celebrities came to the door there, and they wanted to go in through the kitchen and the back door. That's a story for another day, but Fish has some great stories about that. Let me ask you this. What was more pressure, Mastro's or Ruth Chris?
Well, wow, good question. Ruth Chris initially, because I had to go through corporate training for Ruth Chris. They flew me to Houston. I had to go through culinary training. I had to run a kitchen. I had to, do everything. I was like executive chef of Ruth's Chris for 3 months.
Wow.
So it was the best. It was the most intense experience, and I hated it, but I ended up loving it. I learned the most. The things you fear, you end up learning the most from in life. The hard things is what you learn from. And it was so hard. And I was just like, God, it was the most, I have just so much respect for that franchise, for Ruth's Chris, because I know how they do things on a day-to-day basis. It is fresh every day. It is the best of the best. There's no cutting corners ever.
Well,
it's just thrown out.
Brad
it's just amazing.
Has some great stories, Kelly. Oh, I'm sorry. Brad has some great stories. He was a waiter at the Fox. I'm sorry. Brad was a waiter at the Fox commissary, and he was talking about what real jagoffs guys like Kevin Kline were, and some others. I'm sure you've dealt with celebrities that weren't nice. I'm going to ask you to name names, but did you know?
I could.
When I worked at Mom's Saloon in Brentwood, I was extremely lucky in 12 years to have one bad incident. I'll name the guy's name. Rick Astley, the guy, the 80s singer, gave me a lot of crap at the door, but I had a lot of great experiences. So if you have a bad experience like Brad did, did you have many?
Yeah.
Did you look down on the person and watch them and act or something?
The former head of CBS,
Les Moonves.
I didn't say it.
I did. Sorry, Les.
He came in quite regularly and had this individual did. One of the heads in the past, and wow, is all I got to say. Wow.
Oh man.
Angry, grumpy, just demanding. It was not a pleasurable experience, and not much for the gratuity for the
trouble.
Service.
Can I ask one more question? Is that restaurant was it on Westwood by Pico, if I remember correctly?
No,
it was on Beverly. Oh,
okay.
Right, God, it's been Beverly. It was south of Wilshire.
Beverly Drive.
Right
Beverly
next
Drive,
to Chin Chin.
Between Gregory and Charleville, right there.
Yes, I lived on Charleville. Oh
my God, you walked to work. What's wrong with you?
I could have, but I drove.
Oh my God. It's funny. We've all been in the restaurant business, and it's so easy to be nice. I waited on everybody in the commissary, from Dennis Franz to Julia Roberts to Steve Martin. But there's always a couple that have this entitlement, and you're like, buddy, relax. Simmer down. Okay, buddy, we'll get you your more iced tea. We'll get you your fucking steak. Oh, you didn't like it? Cool. We'll bring it back. We'll comp you. You're an asshole. Get the fuck out of here. And it's just so sad. I just don't understand some of these people, because we've all been there, and it's ridiculous, really. But
I have no tolerance for it, honestly. Yeah. Like, I really just don't. Like, I am a kind human, and I expect humans, to be kind to one another and be compassionate. And it is just like how all that you have, financially, all this abundance, and they're dicks.
Doesn't matter. And then they tip, right, Fish? They have about $5 million in their checking account. What do they give you? $5?
Right?
I'm blessed. I mean, you guys come from a restaurant background. I come from a bar and nightclub background. So people are coming in to meet girls and dance and have fun and drink, and people are going for you guys for the dining experience. She worked in a very high-end dining establishment, Brad. You worked in a commissary. Let's face it. Hey, Brad, how's the tapioca pudding? She never heard that in her life.
Yeah, it's true. But still, if you're an asshole in the commissary, you're going to be an asshole at Mastro's. Where's my table?
Yeah.
I don't wait. It should be ready for me. Like, don't you have to keep tables open for these assholes?
You know what, Kelly,
Brad,
can I say one thing? So I'm still doing this. I told my wife one thing, Kelly. I said, I always wonder why people came into my establishments where I worked, and they were jerks from the get-go when we have what they want. Why they, we have the food, we have the drink.
They keep coming.
And when you establish that mean demeanor when you walk in, I don't get that.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy for us to say, did you see that sign? We have the right to refuse service to anyone. You're anyone,
Yeah. So
That's
answer
right.
that. Did you have to keep tables open, Kelly, for some of these?
I mean, we did too, like on Friday and Saturday nights. Absolutely, we had one or two, but they would have to wait sometimes because it was just so pushed to the limit.
Yeah.
But something really interesting here in Palm Springs, because I live in Palm Springs now after my 20 years in LA. There's this, there's all these little boutique hotels and like restaurants out here, and they're amazing. They're just like, there's so many, and they're all like, mid-century. And there's this little hotel with a restaurant, rooftop. And when I go there, the first time I went there, I walked in. You have to walk across a pool, and then you go up the steps to the rooftop. And the first time I went there, I walked through the door. The general manager comes rushing across the pool and greets me as if I were his best friend. It's unforgettable. It's an unforgettable experience. We met each other. I got the goosebumps right now because that is what hospitality is about.
That's
you
right.
you make people feel like they're coming to your home, it's your
family.
living room. And that's why I go back to restaurants. That's why I go back to these places, because I'm special. They make me feel like I'm a VIP every time I walk through the door. And this guy now is like my friend. And like, it's just, I wrote a Yelp review because it was just that astounding.
Was that recently?
It was like 6 months ago. And I've been back like 3 times. So now like I know him, and it's but I'm like, do you do that to everyone? He's like, I try. Like hi, good to see you. Welcome. Let me bring. Like, that was the greeting, and
we treat you like family. What is it? What's the restaurant? We treat you like family. What is it? The fish?
Same thing. Same thing in life. Treat your friends like family, and your family like friends.
No, what's the restaurant? It's Italian. They give you the great bread. What is it?
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden.
Wait a minute, Brett. How could you forget that? They have all you can eat breadsticks and salads and pasta on Tuesdays. I'm surprised you're not there now. Waiting in line.
Unlimited.
I love it.
Let's go.
Before we segue into the spirituality world, I want to talk to Fish, because you and Kelly have something very much in common. She loves pro football.
Yes.
Love it. I am a fantasy whore. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right. What's your team, Kelly? You have a team?
Okay. So I have a couple. I was born and raised in Ohio. So this is, you guys are going to grumble, but it's the Browns.
Where?
It's
the Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland Browns. That's my team. Like, that's who I root for. I was born and raised in a small town called Ottawa. It's, I went to Bowling Green State University. It's like in Toledo area, Lake Erie, Northwest Ohio. You wouldn't know it. My whole high school class was like 100 people. But I'm a Browns fan. I root for them. Kevin Stefanski, the head coach, I think he's sexy and hot. So glad they got rid of Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield needed to go. And now he's with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I know.
Well, hey, Kelly.
Yeah.
My wife is from Youngstown, so I'm very familiar with Ohio.
Shut up.
Yeah. And
yes!
She's a Steeler fan because it's 45 minutes out of Pittsburgh. You see, I'm a Raider fan in the background. You talked about Baker Mayfield, right? I have a meme. I don't know this is coming, but I have a meme for Brad. Our quarterback is Jimmy Garoppolo. He's a stud. He's handsome. They call him Jimmy G Strings here. He has a $500,000 account at Larry Flint's Hustler Club. This is not Photoshop. This is a picture of him last week. I'm not kidding.
Wait a minute. That's a Photoshop, babies.
Well, he didn't deny it. Okay.
All right.
Oh, shut up!
That came out, and all over Twitter, and he goes, "Look, I like to go out and have a good time." He dates porno stars. I'll tell you this about my quarterback, Kelly. If he wins the Super Bowl this year, go ahead. If he wins the Super Bowl this year, he's Joe Namath reincarnated.
Yeah. I do think he's gifted. I remember when he was the backup in the Patriots backup years ago, I believe.
Yeah.
He was the Patriots backup to Tom Brady. And he got his chance because Tom, rolled his ankle or whatever. And Jimmy G comes out and fucking kill. Sorry, I'm not allowed.
No,
so
curse.
No. We
Okay.
ain't family
And
friendly.
he came out and won the game and was like, you know, a laser. And I was like, this kid is hot. And, you know, he had some injuries and whatnot, but yeah, I'm excited to see how he does.
So
in
Kelly,
Raider
do you
land.
watch the games at home or do you go to a sports bar? How does that play?
I usually watch them at home because I'm in so many fantasy leagues. I got my 3 screens here.
Wow. Oh, you're so cool.
Oh, I am really, really into it. And I gamble.
Oh, you gamble?
So,
you
it's
fire
so
it
much
away.
fun. Like on FanDuel, you know, you can just,
Yeah.
you know, $10, $20.
Yeah.
It's addicting.
It is, of course. That's why
got
Vegas
all my
the
friends
lights are
into it,
on
too.
at all times, 24/7.
I mean, I
love
cannot
the-
wait for this season.
Do you love the Browns? Is there another team you like too, or just the Browns?
There is one more. My dad and my brother, like when I was 5 years old, Dallas Cowboys.
Oh,
Tom Landry,
No.
the head coach. And, you know, Tom Landry, the classy hat he wore and the trench coat, and you know what an image on the sidelines he had. That was.
Yeah, I love Zach Prescott, but Jerry Jones has the worst fucking karma. Speaking of,
he does.
He ain't winning.
They're not ever going to win.
I love Dallas. Yeah.
Kelly's younger than we are. I go back to the Cowboys when they had a guy named Thomas Hollywood Henderson. He was great. He had the greatest line ever, Kelly. He said, Terry Bradshaw is so dumb, he can't spell the word cat if you gave him the C and the T. You know, and they had that kind of trash talking back then. And the Cowboys are, I don't know why they're America's team. I think the Patriots are the Patriots. And the Cowboys haven't won a Super Bowl since 1995. But they are an iconic team. And the Browns are, the Raiders are. This is my man cave. I mean, if you look at my whole room here is all Raiders. And that's where I retire on Sundays. And it's a lot of fun. We have a big
you live in
here,
Vegas, Fish?
He lives in Vegas.
Fish, you live in Vegas, right?
I do.
You live there. Okay. Full time.
You know what was crazy about Hollywood Henderson? He did so much booger sugar, and he played during doing rails.
Doing blow?
He was doing booger sugar, rails, whatever you want to call it. And he played like a fucking MVP every night.
Well, you know.
I know, that was.
And you know how that story ended for him? You know how it ended for him?
How?
He's still going. He won the Texas State Lottery. He won $28 million in a quick six, like we do in California. The lottery. Thomas, about 10 years ago, he won the lottery. So you know what? He's a good guy, and it's. I miss football, Kelly, from the 80s and the 90s. Now you can't touch the quarterback, and you know there's all these stupid rules, and and then they don't take care of the players, but it's still a great sport.
The stupid overtime, and like how much they get paid, though. You know, we could go on and on about the NFL. I mean, you know.
Can I ask you a question? Though, are you a college football fan?
Well, yes, I am, because my family we're integrated with Ohio State Buckeye football. My nephew works for the team.
Wow.
So he is on the sidelines. He's a senior at Ohio State. Both my nephews are Ohio State.
Great.
But my one nephew's been with the team. So my family, you know, VIP passes on the field. And also my sister's husband, his nephew is one of the head coaches for Tennessee Titans. So I have this NFL connection. Wow. So games, boxes, you know, I get some insider scoop. Who should I draft? Who's injured? You know? But it's fun.
So Kelly, 9/11 happens, the world shakes up, and then you decide cold turkey, c'est la vie, to macro, c'est la vie.
To my restaurant career, I did.
And then how and where did you get into spirituality and all the motivation?
Brad, this is so interesting because remember the trades, the Hollywood Reporter, and the Daily Variety. Okay, maybe they're still there. When you found a job in the trades, you know, back in the days. I mean, you guys are about my age. I don't know.
I'm 35. I don't know about 50.
Yeah. I'm 41. You know, I'm 51. Okay. But I literally just. Thank you. Nor do you guys. You both are very sexy. but yeah, so I knew I wanted to, just be in the entertainment business. And
Showing the guns off.
Take
It's a
them
gun
guns,
show.
motherfucker.
come on.
He's doing the
Hey,
gun
Kelly,
show.
I'm
Thanks a lot,
63.
Kelly. Thanks.
I'm
Thanks, Kelly.
63 in a month.
Shut.
It's gonna be 63. And when he sits on the toilet, his balls go right in the water. It's unbelievable.
Fish, you look good for 63.
Oh, my
I
hair and
gotta
everything,
say.
Look
man.
good.
Your
Except
hair's
for-
good too.
Thank you. You know why? I want you to continue.
I like-
You know why? I married a really good Ohio girl. Those Midwest girls. I did the real quick. There's a movie called Diner with
Oh,
Steve
you got him
Guttenberg.
started. Thanks, Kelly.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Here we go.
Well, there's a movie called Diner with Mickey Rourke and Steve Guttenberg. I'm that guy. I'm Guttenberg's character that gave his wife a 100-question test on the Raiders and Steelers. And if she didn't get 70%, we weren't getting married. She knew so much about football, my wife, and she knew where Franco Harris got his, where he got his manicures. That's it. I'm in. Ohio women, Brad. You're looking at Kelly is the kind of woman that you have. We have to fix Brad up, Kelly. And you're a motivational person. You got this great vibe about you. You have to have some kind of chicks out there that can take care of this guy.
Listen, Brad is my boy. I mean, we've known each other for 20 years, I feel like. I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean, like a long time. And we still stay in touch and connect. And yeah, I mean, wow, we've got so many stories too.
Oh, so many stories. So tell us. So you're looking through the papers, the trade papers?
Yeah. So yeah, I literally, it was the Hollywood Reporter, and I was like, oh, it said celebrity personal assistant to motivational speaker with a new talk show. And I was like, I'm going to send my resume. Literally it was like that. And I sent my resume and I didn't even know who it was. He got 800 resumes. It's when you mail them in with a stamp, literally that's how long ago it was. And I got an interview, and it was James Van Praagh. He is, a 10-time New York Times bestselling author. He had a talk show. He created the series Ghost Whisperer with Jennifer Love Hewitt on CBS, which was their number one drama. Yeah, he's produced multiple TV shows and series, and I was trying to research him the night before the interview because they finally told me who it was, and I walked into the studio. It was shot at Tribune Studios on Gower, and I'm in my suit, back in the all stylish, and he's a little 5'4", little munchkin, but and I was taller than he was. Sat down. I was so nervous because I was like, I'm Catholic. I don't know anything about the spirituality world really, or what he does, the psychic medium. And the first interview question he asked me was, "What's your sign?" And I was like, "My astrological sign." and literally, and I said Sagittarius. And he's like, "Oh my God!" And then it was like, "Where are you from?" "Ohio." "I love Ohio." And it was just unorthodox. And I got the job. I got the job, and I traveled the world with him, first class, all the world, limos picking me up, and just the best hotels, the best restaurants for 15 years. And I got burnt out of that because that is a hard life too. It's an inspirational speaking circuit. I was his personal assistant, but I was booking all of his events. And I'm with Deepak Chopra and Wayne Dyer and all of these big spiritual gurus. I mean, they're in my speaker circuit that I'm with, every week. And I am listening to these keynotes and absorbing, and it changed my life. It changed my life. On the path of spirituality. Yeah.
You notice,
and then I became a talent agent.
Right. But you noticed that he picked you out of 800 people. That's the spirituality, why he picked you. That's, that makes all the sense.
Aligned on the same frequency, like we are right now. We are all meant to be connecting right now, this very second.
I agree.
Absolutely. We totally are, for many reasons and multiple dimensions. I mean, I'm a wacko when it comes to this stuff, but I do totally believe that.
Were you into that before in the restaurant business when you were a kid? Were you always into spirituality?
I gotta say, not really. My spirituality was incense and having a little Buddha statue, or a tapestry. It wasn't like true spirituality. That's yeah, right. It was, yeah.
No.
How about you guys? Are you guys
my
like
spirituality started? Okay, so I'm 12 years old, and I'm going to be bar mitzvah. And you meet the rabbi a week before your bar mitzvah to talk to him about your speech. So it was Stephen S. Weiss Temple, best temple. I was, Rabbi Zeldin was my rabbi. He said, Bradley, I am so proud of you. 8 years of Hebrew school. Hello?
Wow.
Oh boy. And
he's a Catholic school. So
yeah, I mean, we're all the same. And he said, I really enjoyed your speech, and I'll see you Saturday. I go, okay, thank you. And he had another student come in. So it's Saturday, first bar mitzvah, 10 a.m. I'm in my 3-piece Pierre Cardin suit from Saks Fifth Avenue.
Oh my God,
looking sharp, haircut, feeling good. I'm taking pictures with the photographer. I go in, there's my friends, there's my grandma, my best friend, my cousins, my mom, my brother, my sister. Then my dad is up on the dais sitting next to me. And then the rabbi comes in last in his robe, and he comes up, he's bowing to everybody. Then he comes up on the dais and he bows to me, bows to my dad. And then he looks at the cantor and he leans down. He goes, what's this kid's name again?
Oh my God.
I go,
Dad
goes, you want me to get your name right on the check? So then I'm really fucking scared. My knees were buckled, but I figured one thing out. I got through my bar mitzvah. But this is what religion's
you made it through. You made it through. Well,
and all of a sudden I said, you know what? I mean, I love being a Jew. I love the holidays, but I believe in spirituality more than ever now, and why I reconnected with this guy after so many years, and the universe brought us back together, and here we are today.
And here you guys are. And Fish, what is may I ask, what's
my spirituality is,
background?
I'm not religious at all. I never was. I'm half and half.
Okay.
And the other one half said, you want to be bar mitzvah or play Little League Baseball? And I decided to play Little League Baseball. I don't believe in religion. I get pissed off. I believe that we're all in this together. That's a spirituality. Every human, we all bleed red. If you have a path to God and you're religious about it, you're traditional, I really respect that. Being in the bar business,
no judgment.
Two things you don't talk about is religion and politics. Religion divides people right now. It's just the anti-Semitism, and the Arabs think that Allah and the ultra-right. Don't get me started on all this stuff. We're all here together. There's a reason why we're all on this planet. All right?
Yep.
That's it.
The rainbow of life. Doesn't matter what color you are, your sexuality, whatever. It's all about love. Love each other. Don't hate. Hate is so evil. And you know what? That's why we're here today. Because just to let you know, we had a guest drop out, and guess who dropped in last minute? Kelly, the coach.
That's right, bitch.
You better have Kelly all the time. She's better looking than any guest you ever put on. Every guest you put
I'll
on.
be back.
She's so.
You know what? I'll say one thing about spirituality. If you took 5 kids that are 5 years old, Kelly, a black kid, a white kid, a Hispanic kid, an Asian kid, and a Hindu kid, and you put them in a sandbox at 5 years old, all they're going to care about is what toys can I make sandcastles out of. So I don't understand, never understand. I like the people like you that, why can't I get it? I look for this answer all the time, and I don't know if I'll ever get, I look for the solution, and I don't know if I'll ever get the answer, is why can't people just live with a smile because it's better than a frown? That's it.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. It's like basic 101. I don't understand why everyone can't think like the three of us. Yeah. Why can't they all just, why can't we all
have shitty days. Yeah, Kelly, you have a shitty day. Brad has shitty days. I have shitty days. But what's the alternative?
We're still kind.
What's the alternative of being a shithead? Exactly. How
about what Rodney King said? Can't we all just get along? That's all he said.
It's easier.
God bless him. He had a tough life, but he just kept saying, can't we all just get along? And that's really what it comes down to. Who cares how much money you have? Who cares what kind of car you drive? Who cares how much money? It doesn't fucking matter. This is what our strike is about now with the writers and the actors.
Exactly.
Can't we all share? How much fucking money do you need to live your fucking life?
How much do they need?
Right?
It's like, it is, and it is so insane. And Yeah, I mean, we could go on and on about that
I
too.
know.
But yeah, yeah.
Kelly,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
who else do you represent? You beside your number one guy.
I have about 8 clients and getting ready to sign another one, and I'm just one person. So, it's a lot, honestly. I had a few other clients like 5 years ago, and I bring in independent contractors because I need social media people and I need SEO people, and so I'll bring them in for certain clients for certain projects, but otherwise, it's me. So they're pretty much all New York Times bestselling authors. That's kind of my prerequisite. But in the spiritual sector, if you Google right now, if you Google spiritual talent agent, I will come up first.
All right.
I will. I mean, there aren't any other, and I didn't pay for that ad. I never spent a penny on that. It's just because I'm the only one.
You're the best one. And by the way, I sent you my friend Justin Sandler. You guys really got to talk. He has a story, and I've gone to his one-man show.
I spoke with him for a couple hours on the phone, Bradley. Right. I did.
We're going to put you guys back together because he is amazing.
At the right time, that will happen.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
no, it's
just. And thank you. And thank you for that. It's just signing a new client, I like to give 100% because it's a lot to just start promoting them. Venues, gigs, PR, press, podcast. There's just a lot going, and I want to give everything and not just like William Morris, like James Van Prague, my top client. He's been with ICM, Paradigm, William Morris, CAA, but he's been with all of them. But his agent would never call him back. He would call and call. I mean, it's just true. Wow. That is how agencies work because they have A-list people. They've got Tom Cruise and Jennifer Aniston and Bradley Cooper to answer to. James Van Prague is like, and that level, he's like D+ list or C- list.
But do they cash his commission check? Do they cash
his? For sure do. And when something comes in, they're like, oh. But, that was the most frustrating thing. And that's why I started. That's why I became a talent agent, got my license. And I said, James, I'm booking for you, but I can also be booking for 10 others. And I said, I'm going to start my own agency and I'm moving to Palm Springs. I can work from my home office, which is the way of the world now. It's just so lovely. And he said, absolutely, I'll be your first signing. And I signed him. And here we go. Now I have 8 clients. And I booked him a couple, before COVID. COVID, of course, crushed the live. I book live events predominantly, like big theaters, 2,000 seat theaters all over the country and all over the world, actually, but mostly the United States. But that ended in 2020. That all events were canceled. And no income for 2.5 years. Wow. And it's back. It's back. But all the theaters, you understand, they're backlogged. Every venue is still backlogged from about two years. So trying to get a date for a booking, like they're still doing it. It's just it was a hard hit for my industry.
But Kelly, look how well you've done. You should be so proud of yourself. Let me ask you, we're almost wrapping up here. What would you tell your younger self? You've lived a great life. Shit. You've touched so many people's lives. That's a good question, right? What would you change anything? And what would you tell your younger self?
I would say to my younger self, you don't need to go to college. You don't need that 4-year degree. Start out, be an entrepreneur and work and be an entrepreneur and be your own boss, make your own money and save those 4 years. Like as far as career goes, that's what I would tell them, because that 4-year degree, honestly, I was just talking to my nieces and nephews about this. It doesn't mean anything anymore, especially in today's age. They want to know what you've done. They don't care about your degree anymore, but that was such a big thing in my day. You have to go to college and get a 4-year degree. My parents were, and I did. I didn't learn a shit thing. Not one shit thing, except how to party.
I bet you did that well.
I was in a sorority and partying, and Yeah. Just do what you love. Do what you love. Like that is very important. If you can find that out early, yeah.
Do
Be kind to people.
there's the old saying, do what you love and you'll never work a day of your life.
Right.
Yeah.
Kelly, tell us how people can find you. Your company name is?
Inspiration Nation Productions. And you can just www.inspirationnationproductions.com. And check me out.
We will.
Awesome.
Kelly,
I got two things for her. I got two things. Justin Herbert and Amari Cooper are going to blow up in fantasy this year. Okay. Amari's your guy.
Can I tell you something? Listen to this.
Look how excited.
Last year, I drafted Justin Herbert first. And
never a quarterback first.
I thought it was his year last year.
Oh my God.
He is.
You'll see.
Leave me in that league.
Thanks, Fish.
Maybe this year, though. But I'm not. Justin Herbert, he's a star. He has got some talent. But last year,
Kelly, we thank you so much for coming on the show. You're a love. I'm so glad you're in my life. You know how much I love you.
Likewise.
And we're going to bring you back on, right, Fish?
Oh, every week.
Every week with another story about spirituality. And tell James I say hello. I like that guy.
Absolutely. We could bring him on maybe too. Who knows?
Why not? Let's do it.
Bring my clients on. I got some connections. And Fish, so nice meeting you for the first time. Thank you so much.
Back at you.
Yeah. We'll see you soon, Kelly.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Love you. Oh, boy. Loves football, too. Wow.
A lot of people. I wish you loved it more, but I like
basketball, but I like football too.
It's huge. It's so huge for the bar business. It's so huge. The NFL draft. The first day of the NFL draft gets higher ratings than any NBA game in its history. You hear what I said? And David Stern, the commissioner of the NBA, and the new guy Adam Silver doesn't understand why, and LeBron doesn't. We're a football nation. Where she's from in Ohio, where I went to college in Texas, it's religion down there. It's just, you know why? You get 17 games. It's like you appearing. It's like saying that you're doing a Hamilton, and you only get and you're a star actor, which you are, and you get 17 performances for people to watch you. People are going to watch because it's that good. Basketball, you get 82. Basketball, look. I just read that the Lakers are going to training camp on my birthday, September 15th. The fucking season just ended, So football, if your team stinks like mine, Brad, in the first week in January, it's over, and you don't play a game. Forget the preseason bullshit. You don't play a game until the mid-September. It's like 9 months. You got to wait. You can be pregnant.
I know. This is a good week for us because we're not going to say anything, but there's something brewing behind all the goodness that we're working on. We're not saying anything. If it happens, it happens. But it's very exciting for all of us. And we will talk about it more when it hopefully comes to fruition in the near future. Yeah. But there is something very exciting coming, hopefully everybody's way, right?
We need money coming. We need money. Someone monetize us, We do. Not seeing Brad in a strip club with $20 bills in his mouth going like this, So, hey, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing. I'm doing good. I'm had a good weekend and starting the week off right. And believe it or not, I'm coming to see your sorry ass in a few days.
Don't.
I know.
I don't need it.
I'm gonna walk in the bar. Let's give it a plug. Shucks Tavern.
Wait a minute. Hang on. I gotta.
Let's go. Wait, I love this place. I love it. This is now, honestly, if you live in Vegas, if you're going to Vegas, this is the
Tony,
place.
U.S. Foods. Yeah. Brad Grumber's coming to town this week. Can you double the food order?
Yeah, there it is.
Shucks Tavern, North Carolina, right?
Food, gaming, and spirits.
Jambalaya, crab, steak and shrimp,
24
pasta.
hours.
He Brad. I remember when he came in. He loves the Reuben. He loves the Philly cheese. Anything. Double the food order. Look at that.
Double the food order for me. I want one of everything.
Yeah,
but
great place, great establishment. I worked there. Mention the show. I'll give you a free drink. Mention it twice. I might give you an appetizer. Shucks Tavern, North Durango. Big fans of the show. And thank you for the plug. And we'll get Brad there live, take some pictures.
Leave that up for a second. Leave that up. I want to ask you a question. You've been in the business 42. You look fantastic. I'm seriously, I have seen all bartenders, Frank Orley and you are some of the best I've ever seen. Okay. What makes Shucks so great? I mean, I know it's you, it's the food, the owners are great, but it's the atmosphere, right? You create an atmosphere in there, don't you?
I don't. The staff does. The management does. Josh and Jeremy are great, and you got great bartending. Every bartender that's been there has bartended. We got this young kid, Mike, is great as an ingenue. He covers my days off, great. But Chris and Amanda and Nikki and Ashley, Jeremy and Josh also, and Karina. Jeremy and Josh also. They've all got 10 years. Well, not even some of them doing it 20 years, but the girls all have 10 years experience at that bar, so they know the customers. It's cut everything. Shucks has great customer service, except for Fish. The entire staff is spot on. And I'm not kissing anyone's ass. When I retired from managing, I have my choice. I'm not going to brag, but I have my choices of bars to go to. But I wanted to work with Josh. Josh was a general manager at Shucks. I was a GM at a place called Montana Meat Company, and Josh and I are tight friends. And I wanted to work with him to end my career. It's been a good experience. I've been there now 3 years and 6 months, and I walk in every night. I meet new people, and it's fun chopping it up. And I'll plug it because why not?
You've been at Shucks just 3 years?
3 years and 6 months.
Oh, I got you. And then you were.
But I was at a sister store called the Montana Meat Company. I opened it. March 23rd, 05. I bought the office chairs. I did everything to open that place, and I was there 14 years. And that's a steakhouse. You love that place, man. All they serve is steaks, and Jesus.
And it's still there, right?
Yeah, not far, about a mile and a half away from Shucks.
Nice.
Maybe I'll take you there.
Hey, honestly, they're lucky to have you. You're really, you're a great part, but you're even a better person. But I just wanted to say that on air. I mean it.
Thank you. I love working there, and it's I'm going to end my career there wishfully, and it's a lot of fun. Bartending's a lot of fun. We talk about it all the time, but got a few memes to show you. Do you know who this guy is?
Let's see.
Who's that?
That is the closer of closers for the Philadelphia. I forgot his name. He has a great hair there. Great hair.
Okay. His son is Tim McGraw. Grammy award-winning star actor. Great. That's Tug McGraw.
Tug McGraw.
Okay. He had a great line. I had to put him on there.
And wait, who's the guy in back of him? Was that Murray
that looks like I don't know who that looks like. Looks like
Murray,
the actor Rob Porter.
Murray Tyler. Gavin McLeod. That's Gavin McLeod.
Gavin McLeod. Wow.
See him?
Jeez, what Gavin McLeod? Was he what's his name? Was Gavin McLeod was he the guy in Love
Murray? Murray. He was no. Gavin McLeod, right. Gavin McLeod was Meryl Stubing on the Love Boat, baby. Yeah. Yes, sir.
McGraw had a great line when they said, Do you like AstroTurf better than grass? And he goes, I've never smoked AstroTurf.
Oh, that's great.
So man. This is Brad. Brad and I are nostalgic. Before we get into some good stuff, I want to chop it about the industry. I'm pissed off at what's going on. I'm sweating. I'm schwitzing over this. You want to see how Brad and I watch TV as kids?
Let's do it. Right.
Remember that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that. If you look at that TV for all the younger viewers and the people listening on all our outlets, Spotify, Amazon, Apple, you had to turn the channel with your finger and turn the volume with your hands because there's no remotes back then.
No remotes, and you had to sit up that close to see it because it was so fuzzy.
Remember the antennas, Brad? Remember that looked like hangers, clothes hangers.
Gosh. Yeah. God, TV. And listen, you watch TV on your phone now. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So, I mean, look, now you watch TV on your phone. You can watch anything on your phone right now. Yeah, it's incredible. I mean,
what did you think about the MMA fight?
It was great. It brought a lot of people to town. I got two more memes. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
All right. Check this out. We showed the Vegas Barbie. I got a better one for you. Look at the Fox News Barbie. That's anger.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm not a
That's the kind of girl we're going to try and fix Brad up this weekend with. That's what we need.
Yeah, she is. I'll tell you, that Barbie movie is doing fantastic. Wow.
Yeah. You always see someone on top of their game before I get to that last meme. I heard there's not a better person on the planet to work with than Margot Robbie and everything she touches, everything she's in. I mean, not only is she beautiful but talented, and oh my God, I mean, she was so sexy in Once Upon a Time in America. And who could forget her? Someone told me you were up for the Jonah Hill role in The Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah. That should have been you. You know.
I wish, but one day, Jonah Hill will not get the role, and I will. You watch.
You will. Well, you're talented. Now this is Gen Xers. That's Brad, the last great generation before. I knew. I mean, back in the day when you went to Santa Monica, Venice, Pacific Palisades, Will Rogers Beach, you could drink on the beach, and if you're 10 or 12 years old, no one gave a shit if you had a drink. If that happened nowadays, it'd be all over the news, and it'd be.
I hope that kid's okay. I hope that kid's okay. That's all I gotta say.
Look at that tattoo. That's Photoshop.
5 years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. He's got some guns like you. Look at the guns.
I wish I had that blonde hair, man. Oh
man.
Anyways, the strike. We bring up the writer strike every week because it affects Brad, and it affects and SAG and AFTRA on strike. So the business. It's insane how the business has come to a halt, and it's costing Los Angeles $30 million a day. Mm-hmm. I did some research on this, and I walked. I'm not a member of anything, but I said, "Can I walk?" And I walked, and I had a picture of it somewhere. Back in Culver City, Brad's walked. We're looking for the A-list actors to walk. Are more guys out there, Brad?
Well, they're saying it's good that the A-list actors aren't out there. I heard something on the radio. Fish is the best. Wesley, what a fuck are you talking about? Wesley, look at that comments. He's on something when he says it. You see Wesley's face there?
Duck Dynasty. Go ahead.
We have a lot of A actors coming out, but it's better that they don't. They're going to use that against us, because they make so much money. I say this. This is what I say, and I know it's on the board. And, the Igers and all these characters, these clowns, if we do one thing, okay, it's all over. The strike's over, okay? One thing, but they leave it for last. Everybody cancel their subscriptions and game over. No, I'm just telling you. I'm being honest. If you believe, and I'm not saying do it now, but I'm saying it's going to happen because they don't care about us. They do not. You go right for the jugular and this thing ends because, they're not coming to the table with anything. There's no $1 billion package, Fish. This is all bullshit hype for the press. If they really wanted to make a deal, a fair deal, they would. And they're going to have to because, it's like tennis. 40-30 actors and writers. We have the advantage, my friend. They can say and do whatever they want, but it's going to end because there's so many people affected. It's that nice lady, the housekeeper that comes in and cleans the stage. It's the flower lady. It's the caterer. It's the outside caterer, It's restaurants around the studio I'm telling you.
I get it. We talk about this every week, and I don't want to keep talking about it because people will turn us off. I'm the devil's advocate. You're in the business. I'm not. The problem is it's the same thing. Hang on. Here's the analogy. It's the same thing sports-wise. No one gives a shit when the sportsies go on strike because it's millionaires against billionaires. The difference is not everyone in your business is a millionaire and affects other people. When NFL or NBA goes on strike, it really turns people off. And I don't know if people are turned off. Look, you're not going to get – I'm gonna make you a prediction. I'm going to turn some of my services off. But I'm not turning Amazon off, and I'm not turning YouTube TV off. It's like I have to watch football. Sorry,
But you're not the only one. I'm saying, listen, this is about the actor that makes a living as an actor or a writer. These are not the big-time writers or the big-time actors. It's about the rank and file. I want to make a living. I've been doing this all my life. I just want a fair deal so I get residuals. When you show my show or my likeness 100 million times a day, I want to share in that. Can I share in that?
It's not all that. I did some more research into it. You can watch. Anyone can go on and watch Black Mirror, season 6, episode 1 with Annie Murphy and Salma Hayek was one of the most riveting shows I've ever seen, and it's about how they used AI to recreate and use Salma Hayek's image to put on an actor. They could do that now. There's scripts that are being written on AI, and they want writers to come in, and they won't cross the picket line to touch it up. But what about that idiot writer that's going to go and Pat? That concerns me more than anything is artificial intelligence. Doesn't it concern you, Brad? They could take your image.
That was my next thing. Artificial intelligence. You could put in a computer now, fish, Grunny, a pizza, and a movie would come out in 20 minutes. They don't need writers. They're going to become obsolete. That's not fair.
No,
that's not right. And you know what? They say, oh, no, and this and that. No, they're going to use that. And by the way, AI for all businesses too. I saw this whole thing about Walmart, how they're, AI, stocks the shelves and does all this stuff. It's sad. What about people? What about real people that are trying to make a living for their family and just having a good life? They're not riding around in private planes and $1 million homes. And, they're just regular people that have kids that want to support their kids and live a good life like you and me.
I'll go one step further. In my business, there's Japan, the country, God damn it, where 23% of all bartenders are robots. And the way they approach you is, hi, my name is Jeffrey. What's your name? And you say Brad Grunberg. And they do a visual of you, and they see your Wikipedia, and they in 3 seconds they know everything about you to their gigabytes, and they're asking you questions. What was it like falling through a roof on Curb Your Enthusiasm? And you're having a conversation with a goddamn robot, and that's scary because guess what the labor that costs the guy that owns that restaurant? Nothing. You pay for the robot, but you're not, and there's no. I'm blessed. I'm blessed that you and I got to live through the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Because 50 years from now, brother, that the world could look a lot better with cleaner air and better foods and stuff like that. I'm really nervous about this artificial intelligence, though, taking away that we're all going to become the step. Remember the movie The Stepford Wives? Bingo.
Yeah. No, listen, it's technology. It was going to get to this. I remember Mark Cuban talking about it on Shark Tank. I love Mark Cuban.
Me too.
He's a friend of mine. He talked about, investing in AI a long time ago. And you're like, what the hell is AI? I remember back in the commissary, somebody says, invest in a computer, invest in Microsoft. Like, what the fuck's a computer? I mean, look where we are now. And I'm worried for my nephews. What is life going to be like for them? My nephew Dylan is a wonderful trainer. They're going to have robots training you, right? I mean, Justin, my other nephew, he's an amazing kid. He, works for this big company. My nephew Ben, he's in baseball technology. Sam, he goes to college, plays, and of course the great one, Jakey Grunberg, he works with his uncle J.J. Abrams at Bad Robot. But again, what is going to happen to these companies when they go AI? Okay, this is your last day. What do you mean? Here's your replacement. Hi, my name is Fish. I'm replacing you. I mean, it's so sad. It really is sad. But it's all about the bottom line, Fish.
I'll tell you this. My brother's a lawyer. My younger brother, Bobby. Happy birthday, Bobby. July 17th. He's 48. Hey, Bobby, 15 years younger. Birthday. And it's scary. But, you can go to AI and say, sign me, draft me up a release agreement for a guy that's in a contract. And it does it like that. And it's legal. Well, it's great. But look, Brad. When we were younger, when Brad and I were younger, and don't bore anybody, this is the way it was. When they said, Brad, in junior high school, you need to do a book report on Benjamin Franklin. You had to go to the library. We talked about this, look up the cards and the books and do research. Now you got AI. My wife's a school teacher, and she could tell when kids write Wikipedia, and we can't do shit about it. Yeah. That's what my concern is. What are we teaching our kids when it's so easy because of the phone, and you pay a fee and you do a podcast, and hopefully we're live, but look, the technology, we couldn't do this 10 years ago, what we're doing right now. Thank God.
Yeah. No, listen, this is how life is. Life gets better. It's like, what did Aaron Judd say? All rise. He said, records are meant to be broken. And it's true, right? You want your kids to do better than you. You want technology to get better, but Absolutely. Not at the cost of people's livelihoods. And that's what's going on now. And Iger and Vaslov and all these clowns, they don't give two shits about me or you or anybody. Yeah. The only thing they care about, just get the bird warmed up, get the car out, My
thing, we could retroact back to the strike, but my whole thing with what we talked about with doing book reports is we need to teach kids competition.
Right.
When you play Little League Baseball, not every team got a trophy. In 7th place, we got to give the 7th place teams trophies. Bullshit.
Right.
You got a trophy for first, third, second, and third. Learn what it's like to lose. Because in this business that Brad's in, you know, if you can't take rejection as an actor or writer, get right, Brad. I mean, get out.
Profession, yeah. And you know what? In life, this is what I tell my friends. I tell people on an everyday basis. You must graduate from the University of Failure to ever make it in life. You gotta fall before you ever make it. Because
well done, well said.
True. I mean, everybody has a story. You know, we talk about things where, oh man, I got effed. This guy took my thing and did this, and I did this, and he promised me that. Welcome to the world, pal. You got to protect yourself. Everybody gets effed, right? There are selfish people, but I met you, Fish. You met me. You know how we roll together, right? Together. And that's the most important thing.
Well, you know what? When you hear life isn't, my dad, rest in peace, used to say, what do you mean life isn't fair? You know what fair is? It's a place where you go and get cotton candy and ride a Ferris wheel. That's a fair. That's it.
Yeah,
you know?
I love that.
Marvin, you know?
Yeah, I know Marv. I know Dirty Marvin. I love him. It's so funny.
Yeah,
That's
how's your dad? How's your dad's foot? How's
your
dad's leg
well. He's walking on his wheel now. He's doing much better, thank God. And mom's doing great. And Annie's doing, you know, I'm just, every day's a blessing. Everybody wakes up healthy. Everybody says, hey, how you doing today? I always give the same answer. I woke up today. I'm good. You know,
that's it.
It's true,
that's
right?
It. Smile, be happy.
And let's end on somebody that, you know, he's controversial, but I met him and he was such a nice guy. Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens, passed away today at 70 years old. He had cancer privately for 6 years. What a talent. He touched so many lives. He made a lot of mistakes. Yes, this and that. But I met him. He was a very nice man. And I just want to say, rest in peace, Paul Rubens. I will never forget you. And you touched us in so many ways. Fly high, Pee Wee Herman. Fly high.
Fly high. Very, very, very talented man. Very, you know. And let's get this goddamn thing settled, because the Grunbergs, both Greg and this guy, they entertain you. And let me end the show with this. I got something. I want to end the show because obviously everything is great.
Silence is your only friend.
Tahiti cooler, a taste of paradise.
Boy, I love that commercial. That girl, so
out of your league. I dig girls like this. Like a big bear, they love snuggling up next to me.
Yo, hairball. Where my french fries?
Listen, I'm gonna go check on Cindy, see if she's feeling any better. Will you cover for me?
Did you clear with Charlie?
Well, I tried to, but I couldn't find his curly head anywhere.
Finally.
Mom?
Whatever happened to Jody Bucksbaum from the 8th grade? I really liked her.
Ugh. Man! I told you she was out of your league. You want me to take over from here? Grandma?
Don't forget to wash your hands when you're through.
Miracle Beach. Thank you, Brad Kervoy, Steve Stabler, Brad Jenkel. These guys hired me for that. And guess what? On that movie, I got to bring my grandma, and she danced on the beach with Pat Morita and Martin Mull. So much fun to do that. One of my first movies I did, Dean Cameron, Amy Dolance, oh my God, just so much fun. Great.
You know what I took out of that?
Yeah.
You're behind a bar.
Yep.
You got a mullet. You're
Yep.
a fat-faced version of me from 1983 with the Hawaiian shirt. I said, look at this guy, man. That's me. You clean the glassware like we all did with the towel. And who knows? Maybe there's a future for Johnny Cocktails.
You never know. That's from your mouth to God's ears.
All right,
hey, number 21's in the books. I just want to thank beautiful Kelly. Kreinbrink.
Kreinbrink.
Kelly Kreinbrink. It's a mouthful. Number 21, I'm Brad Grunny Grunberg, aka Snacks. That's Eric the Fish Schneider. And we're Fat Fish Broadcast all over YouTube. We'll see you next time.
Click on YouTube at Fish Grunny 1960. We love you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And gals. Love you.